Hey everyone, and welcome to another Failure Friday. I am a-hole Joanna Bronson, and I'm so excited to share with you the things that I've learned on my journey. And I know that we call Failure Friday, it sounds a little bit like a downer, but I promise you these failures are the things that make you who you are. It's the things that are going to teach you to be a better person, a better actor, whatever your creative juice is, it's going to help you. So fail as much as possible so you can learn faster and get to whatever it is that makes you happy in life. So that being said, for this Failure Friday, I want to talk to you guys about the power of no. I am very blessed in the way that I can learn things very quickly. Any trade. I've been a seamstress, computer graphic designer, any kind of trade that if I can sit down with a book or a video and learn it, I pick it up really quick. Therefore, when friends or family and people come to me like, oh, I have this project, I want to do this thing, like, can you help? And I'm like, of course I can. I can help in any way you need. And it became this thing also, and as an actor, when you're starting out, there's this need to want to say yes to everything. And yes, there is a part of that that's great because you're going to get on set and you're going to practice and learn. But there comes a point where you need to focus on what it is that you want. What is it out of acting that you want? What is the thing that you want most, that you should be focusing on? And the problem with saying yes to everything is that you end up working on other people's work more than you work on your own. And this is a great thing that I do, but also it can be a hindering thing I do, because I remember there was times where I would spend years on other people's projects and I was completely dehydrated of my creative juice. Like I would get home and be like, all right, as soon as I get home tonight, I'm going to write for 2 hours. And I wouldn't, because I had a 14-hour day on set. I was helping other people with their projects. And I was just so tired. I couldn't. I was working my side job. I was like, oh, I need money. So I started working 6 nights a week. And then by the time I got home at night or trying to wake up early in the morning to work out and then go do my stuff, I didn't have the energy for it. So I remember one project specifically I picked up because, I had just started doing my own content and helping with web series and doing all these things. So I knew how the productive process goes, and I'm really good at project management. And I had told someone like, yeah, of course I can do that for you. It'd be simple. We're going to do it on GoPros and we're going to do this whole thing. And, I was really excited about the project because I was spearheading my whole own thing, but not realizing at the time that there were things that were going to hinder me. We had time constraints and I was working with cameras that I had never worked before. And it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. And this was at a time that I was illustrating my own children's book. I had my own web series going on. I should have been focusing on my own shorts that I have been writing for the last year and have been meaning to get to, but I keep saying yes to other projects. So this project, though, I was really psyched about because I loved the script and I had never worked with these people before and they wanted me on. And I was like, yes, let's do it. And we were psyched. Come day of, camera failures. I was so in it that I couldn't step back and be like, all right, how to fix this because of the time constraints. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? No, we can do this and we can do that. And I wasn't asking for help. And I ended up just struggling with it so much that we didn't get the footage that we wanted. I failed miserably because the cameras were overheating and it was just such a mess. And at the end of the day, I was in tears. And the people I worked with were not gracious about it, unfortunately. And we just all failed as a team, I felt like. And that's what also can happen with people you've never worked with before. You don't know what each other need, and you don't know how to be supportive of each other. So it just ends up everyone spirals out and it fails. And it was a major failure for me, that project. I remember them leaving and just being in tears because I had never felt so. Till this day, I think it was the worst shoot I've ever had. And at the time, when I go back, I'm glad that I learned. I learned a lot about myself that day. I learned a lot about, what you should do on a shoot that you have time constraints of equipment I shouldn't be working with because I had never worked with it before. But I thought I could learn this. I can do this. I'm capable. So that's the problem with saying yes sometimes, is that even though you can, doesn't mean you should. And as a creator, we always want to help. Like, I'm a collaborator. I love working with the team. So when people present projects to me that I'm like, oh, I love this script. I want to do this. I want to do this. But you need to give it's impulse. And you need to take a time to step back and be like, all right, where am I in the scope of things? Can I lend that time and energy? Can I lend that time and energy? And at the end of the day, still go home and write for an hour? Do I have the time to postpone whatever I'm working on to help these people because I really want to be a part of this project. Or, you have to weigh it and you have to really see what works for you. And make sure you're staying on focus. Like my focus is to be a full-time working actor director. But by doing that, I was producing someone else's project. Am I ready for that? Am I ready to direct and act at the same time? That's another story for another time. You just have to learn the power of no, because the power of no allows you to say yes to the things that matter to you. And now, I'm not saying say no to everything. Absolutely not. You should be collaborating. You should be networking. You should be creating other people's work, because at the end of the day, don't you want people to create your work with you? And that's also the best way to make teams. What I'm saying is that you need balance. I need balance. I'm working on the power of no. So in the last year, the projects that I have said yes to are completely in line with the result that I want at the end of the day. I want to be a full-time working actor director, and if I find a project that I want to direct and someone has asked me to direct, I'll do it. But you have to make sure it moves you, and you have to make sure that it's in line with what your end goal is. Because we only have so much time on this earth, guys. You don't want to just say yes to everything. But, you have to, the power of no. I absolutely believe in the power of no, because I don't know if it's a woman thing, I don't know if it's just a me thing, but when people present things to me that are very exciting, I'm like, yes, 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 let's do it. I'm so excited. But then I'm like halfway in, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? So if at the end of the day, my biggest lesson out of the power of no was to at least step back for a day and let it marinate. I don't jump in anymore. I get excited. I say, give me a day to think about it. And I look at the scope of where I'm at and my agenda for the week. Do I have a deadline in the next week? Do I have a project that I'm like, I'm working on this right now and I need to focus on it? Because I will easily get derailed. So the power of no, I highly recommend it. It's very hard when you're starting out because you want to say yes to every student film, you want to say yes to everything, and maybe that's good for a couple years, but after a while, once your craft is up and once you have the skill sets and once you should be being valued higher for what you're able to offer, I highly recommend saying no to things that are only going to deplete you of your creativity. Say yes to the things that support your creativity. Say yes to the things that are going to fulfill you and help you on your journey and make you happy. If it's going to deplete you, I highly suggest saying no. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. Here at A-Hole Productions, we're trying to create content and information for you for free so that it'll help you on your journey faster. So you don't have to figure it out. You already have the info, and now you can try something new. Maybe you can go about a path differently. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Plus, you never know who else might have the same question, so help someone out. I'll see you next time, A-Holes.